What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin, and I finally got around to talking about the NBA Finals and what I thought about it. I rewatched games 1 through 6. And usually, when you watch it a second time, this is when you really, you leave emotions out. That's why it's a good idea to rewatch those games so you can take emotions out and you really can break down the games without all that. What I thought in terms of what adjustments both teams made and what adjustments Golden State finally made to get the series win. And definitely hats off to the Warriors. They did they did a good job. There was some scares, especially seeing, but the Cavaliers they gave a bunch of effort, and you got to give them credit for that. They just completely undermanned, and the guys they were playing weren't super talented. Starting out the series, you always when you start out a series, you're always filling each other out. Game one, you're trying to figure out what adjustments need to be made. I think the Cavaliers struck first in terms of adjustments. Games 2 and 3 really slowed down the pace, um, played physical defense. So I think that was a big reason why they got the game 2 and 3 win. They were really able to slow down guys like Steph Curry, who in game two, 13 missed threes. That was a record. I thought the defense was really good. Although there were shots where he just missed. That happens. When you're primarily a 3 point shooter, there's going to be shots that you miss. Um, Game 4, Game 5, and Game 6 is when Golden State really went to that small ball. They sat Bogut, who was a liability in the first 3 games. He was a huge liability in the first 3 games. They sat him, played more David Lee because they liked him in the pick and roll because he made better decisions out of the pick and roll. And he not that liability defensively, but he didn't get a bunch of minutes. It was mainly Draymond Green at the 5. You saw some Azili. I always say his name funny. You saw some of Festus Azili, weird ass name, but it is what it is. You saw some him more, not really a bunch, but you saw him more than Bogut. With Bogut, 5 and 6, they got zero. They didn't play him at all, and I thought that was a good move. Draymond Green, once they switched him to the 5, his play really picked up defensively. And then, in the open court, he's definitely a mismatch when against a guy like Timothy Mozgov, who I think that was the reason Black really started to sit him at the end of games. Still don't think it was a smart move, especially seeing he was still the matchup outside of being LeBron being the guy. He was another matchup nightmare for Golden State. He was obviously bigger than Draymond Green. I don't think he got enough, especially in Game 5 where David Blatt tried to play that game and they really got beat down. Just didn't get why they tried to play Golden State's game and didn't feed Mozgov more. Starting to wonder, there were rumors LeBron was calling, a lot of the plays. Was he really calling these stagnant isolation ball plays? And because they didn't run much out of timeouts, and I thought that was another thing. You have to run some plays, run some action. You got shooters, you got a bunch of shooters out there. Guys were missing though, but you still got your shooters, and I don't think they were doing a good job. It mainly came off LeBron's ISOs, which really tired him out later on in the series. Now Golden State, albeit it took them a while to make these adjustments, but they went to the small ball. It was definitely effective. Guys really started to step up. Steph Curry started to play better. Klay Thompson not so much. Andre Iguodala, once they insert him in the starting lineup, he played really good. Was able to make it 40% of his threes, but 30% of his free throws. But for the most part, outside of the free throws, thought he played good. He rebounded well. Did a good job of passing. He was able to make his jump shots. Able to get to the rim. The defense on LeBron. He, in terms of all around play, I think he was one of their better players. Definitely played really well. Steph Curry started to pick it up. Game 5 was his. It was out of game. Let me make sure. I think it was game 5. Let me be sure. It might have been game 4. We had 37. Ew. Hold on. I think it was game 5. Let me make sure. Yep, it was game five. Game five, he had 37. Easily his best game. He really started to pick it up. Guys off the bench really started to pick it up as well. You got guys Sean Livingston, Barbosa. Of course, they inserted David Lee. Iguodala was put into the starting lineup. Those guys really made key contributions to help them get a bunch of wins, especially with a guy like Klay Thompson really struggling throughout the series outside of one game. They looked really good and shows you why they had the number one record. Guys, when guys are playing bad, other guys are able to step up and fill that void, and that's essentially what happened for the Cavs. And you already talked about it. A lot of stagnant possessions. With LeBron ISOing, trying to match the small ball wasn't a good idea. And this is one thing people won't talk about. LeBron played well, averaged 35, 13, and 8. I mean, crazy numbers. 39% shooting, not great, but with the pressure that was put on him. Although a lot of his shots he was missing were against one-on-one defense and layups or missed shots right there at the rim that he normally makes. So you gotta kind of look at it like he missed a lot of close shots that he should have been making. I think his percentage should have been a lot higher with the shots he was taking. But I'm not gonna just completely look at that. The main problem I had with him was defensively. You go back and watch the games, you take the emotions out of it, you look at the way he played defense, and it's not necessarily zone ball defense. He didn't really guard anybody with that's gonna completely dominate on ball, beating someone one on one. He really didn't defend nobody like that. It was his off ball defense, help defense, not getting the hand up, not being in the right position, switching on defense. He didn't do a good job of that, and you saw throughout the series, especially as you got on later, where you could tell. Giving up layups, or not contesting a 3-point shooter or a jump shooter at all. You could see that his main focus was on getting that ball offensively, and pretty much going into a stagnant set essentially. That was another problem I saw with what Cleveland was doing. They were undermanned. LeBron essentially had to do that stuff, and I understand that he had to do that stuff, but I thought he could have shot a higher percentage. With the talent this dude has, should have shot a higher percentage with the shots he was taking, and the defense could have been a lot better. But he gave it everything he had. Hats off to him. I'm not gonna be like everybody else is gonna completely slander him. I know I talked about his percentage on Twitter, but it was a fact that he was played one-on-one, and he missed a lot of close shots. No one can sit there and say, well, no, you're completely wrong about that. It wasn't like, they were double teaming him, forcing him to, turn around jump shots, or shooting a bunch of shots. A lot of those jump shots he shot was him shooting those on his own accord. 3-pointers, which he shouldn't have. He took too many, in my opinion. Take it to the basket. Take it to the basket or post up. That's what, And he did post up, but I still thought at the end of games he shot way too many deep jumpers. I want to talk about the MVP thing. Matter of fact, I want to talk about that right now. We know Andre Iguodala's got to win it. Problem I really don't have a problem him winning it. The problem I do have though is Steph Curry getting 0 votes. I still think he should have been a guy because he's the guy who runs the team. And you saw games 4, 5, and 6. He really started to run the team, and like LeBron, he draws a lot of attention. And he was double teamed more than LeBron was. On every pick and roll, Steph Curry was double teamed. So, just him being out there, being the shooter that he is, he drew a lot of attention. And it freed up other guys. Screen and roll, guy slips to the basket, Curry hits him with the pass, there's going to be a guy open. Because two guys are committed to Steph Curry. One guy has to switch over to Draymond Green, the screener, and another guy has to duck in. So that leaves a guy open for a 3. And Iguodala and Harrison Barnes were guys who got threes based off possessions like that. And I thought it was all because of what Curry was able to do. And then they're not gonna leave. Guys are not gonna leave Klay Thompson. So he was the guy they're gonna stick to, no matter how bad he was playing. So I still think he should have got votes, but not entirely mad about what Iguodala was doing, passing, rebounding. Shot a good percentage from the field and three. Didn't shoot a great percentage from the free throw line. And played really good defense. He was the sole defender against LeBron James. They even inserted him into the starting lineup to defend LeBron James. He did a great job turning LeBron into a volume shooter. And that's pretty much all I had to say. Not necessarily, just disappointed that he got 0 votes. But let me know what you think down in the comment section. Excited, what do you think about this series? Who do you think should have got MVP? Should it have been? Do you think it should have been Iguodala? Do you think it should have been LeBron, or do you think it should have been Curry? Let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Thanks for watching.